Hello all. So this is Bipin from Mostly Electronics. So this session is about the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller. Yeah, let's start. So this is a processor based board, and this is 8051 AC basic intelligence. So let's see the differences. The first difference, what do you mean by microprocessor? It's a complete CPU. It contains ALU registers and control unit. ALU is arithmetic and logical units. Then talking about microcontroller, it's just a mini computer, and it is nothing but a microprocessor plus additional features. And the additional features includes it is having inbuilt memory like ROM and RAM, timers, counters, serial ports, then input output port, etc. The second difference is microprocessor is a general purpose device. What do you mean by general purpose device? So nothing but it can be used for a wide variety of applications. Right. So for example, a PC where you can open a web file and you can type something, or you can open Winamp and you can listen to music. So it's a general purpose device. Whereas in microcontroller is a application specific device. It is intended for a specific application. Examples are washing machine. It's used to wash the clothes, digital camera to capture the image. So it's purely an application specific device. Now the third difference is microprocessor based design is complex and expensive. As I already said that it's a complete only CPU. Remaining all things you have to interface externally. So its overall cost is going to be high and its design is a bit complex. Whereas in microcontroller based design is simple and cost effective. Because when you consider embedded system, and the main microcontroller based embedded system is one of the main criteria. It should be cost effective and it should be simple at ease. The fourth point is designer can decide the amount of ROM, RAM and input output ports in microprocessor because you are interfacing into external. So designer is having the freedom of decide the amount of ROM, RAM and input output ports. Whereas in microcontroller you'll be having fixed amount of ROM, RAM and input output ports because you are connecting it internally. It's already fixed there. Now look at the fifth point. The fifth point is nothing but microprocessor is having higher power consumption because it's having high processing power because you are connecting so many external ICs. So overall design will be having a huge processing power. So the power consumption will be very high. Whereas in microcontroller, it is going to be very low power consumption and uh, because of low processing power. Look at the point at 6. Microprocessor is less number of multifunctional pins. Now, looking at the processor, you'll be having, for example, if you consider a 40-pin IC, majority of the pins is having only a single function in microprocessor, whereas in microcontroller, it's having a lot of multifunctional pins. Means if you consider 805 and the basic IC, um, port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. There are different ports. These ports can act as general purpose input output device as well as they can also act as different functions if functionalities are given. So a majority of the pins are multifunctional in microcontrollers. Looking at the next point, access time for memory and input output time are more in microprocessor. That's because you are externally interfacing the memory and input output ports. So in order to fetch or write the details into memory and input output ports are going to be more. Whereas an access time for memory and input output ports are going to be less in microcontroller because it's already inbuilt in microcontrollers. Now, looking at point number 8, Microprocessor has less number of bit handling instructions. Bit handling instructions is nothing but if you consider a microcontroller, so mainly majority of the instructions are the microprocessor or controller size instructions. That is, if it's a 8-bit controller or processor, it's having instructions of 8-bit size. But in certain cases, you need to handle with bits. So whereas in microcontroller, you'll be having more number of bit handling instructions. For example, in order to clear a carry flag, or clear a parity flag, or set bit, or set carry flag, so parity flag. So this type of instructions are there in microcontrollers. Examples for microprocessors are 8085, 8086, Intel Pentium series, etc. Where microcontroller examples are 8051, PIC, AVR, ARM, etc. And these are not limited. There are huge amounts of my controllers and processors. So kindly subscribe and support this channel for more videos. Thanking